Parents think that we must solve the problem, but sometimes the problems cannot really be resolved, and in those circumstances, it's important for us to just be there with the child to help the child to process his or her feelings. So in these situations, we let the child take the lead to decide when he or she is ready to talk about that problem. And when the child is talking, maintain that eye contact, have that positive body language, where you're kind of leaning forward slightly, of course, having an open posture. Don't like turn away. You turn away the child because they think that you're not interested. And it's important to also ask the child, prompt the child to kind of process his or her thoughts and feelings. Reflect those feelings. For example, it's understandable that you're upset because so and so said these nasty things to you. So it's just reflecting, not so much the problem solving part, but helping the child to use words to kind of dissect what these difficulties, what these emotions are. Yeah, is really the foundation to helping the child feel that he or she is loved unconditionally. Yeah, so give attention and affection often at regular intervals. Don't only do it when the child get A+ for tests. Yeah, do it on a regular basis, because the child is deserving of love, whatever happens. But of course, just some caveats, that affection should be age appropriate. Yeah, the affection that you give a preschool child can be very different from the affection that you give a child in his teenhood, or going to become a young adult. It also depends on the context and the comfort level of the child. For example, it may be okay to give your child a kiss, like at night when you're tucking your child to bed, but it may not be so okay giving your child a kiss or cuddling, let's say, when you are like in front of all his classmates during school dismissal. Yeah, so it's important to kind of respect the child's boundaries as well, so that the child will in turn understand what boundaries are. For encouraging desirable behaviors that you like to see more often happen more often. So in order to know how to use this correctly, we first need to have in mind what is that target desirable behavior that we want to look out for, that we want to encourage. So we have to be specific about it. For example, do you want to encourage your child to share more? Do you want to encourage your child to read more? Or do you want to encourage your child to like be nicer to Titi, or be nicer to Mei Mei? Yeah. So what you want to do is to praise that specific behavior. Don't be too generic. Don't just say good boy. Good boy can be good for anything. Yeah, and we want to be specific about that behavior. For example, a great job, Nate, for taking the book and reading on your own. I'm really proud that you're interested in reading something along these lines. So specifying exactly what is that process that you hope to see more of, and what is that behavior that you like very much. And of course, be genuine about it. Don't just say for the sake of saying it. It should be, that praise should be accompanied by a warm facial expressions, a gentle smile, and perhaps coupled with some affection and attention. Incidental teaching is very useful when our child is experiencing like some difficulty, maybe some trouble with math, or trouble with like puzzles, or like managing some toy or something like that. So it's an opportunity for us to teach the child new skills and new competencies. So this is just some scaffolding that I hope that we can use with our child. So firstly, pay attention to the child when you see your child struggling, and just ask a generic question: what are some of the difficulties that you're having? And also not to assume too much. Clarify that your understanding is really indeed accurate, especially if the child is very young. The child may not have the language skills to explain to you what these difficulties are. And then after that, then we prompt the child to figure out what is it that he or she needs. Is it this piece? Is it this puzzle? Is it for older children? Is it because they don't know what formula to use? Don't know whether it's plus or minus, in the math problem sums. So we get a child to think like kind of one level higher, in a sense. Like, what is the problem? What is the need there? And then after that, then you prompt again, so after you do this step, what happens next? So you get the child to think on his own first. don't be too quick to jump into it and just solve the problem for the child. Because when you solve the problem for the child is basically deprived of an opportunity to learn and experience it for himself or herself. So after the problem, the child still struggles, then you give the answer. And not only you give the answer, then that's it, but have the child kind of repeat it and practice it. And then when the child does that, then you praise. Yeah, again, be specific with the praise, praise the process, praise the behavior, don't only praise the child.